Hello the internet, hope you're all well, thanks for stopping by. If you're a fan of Top Gear, either the TV programme or the magazine, you may be aware of their website, and on their website they have a gaming section, and there's an article there about the top 50 driving games of all time. There's some classics, there's some AAAs, there's some quirky games, and you may not agree with all of them, but just remember that in the words of Alan Partridge, these are not my words, Carol, these are the words of Top Gear magazine. And I thought I'd take a look at some of these games, starting with No.50 Supercars 2 on the Amiga and Atari ST. This is a 1991 game developed by Magnetic Fields and published by Gremlin Graphics. It also features music from the legendary Barry Leach. It's a sequel to the previous year's Supercar and comes from the same team that was also responsible for the Lotus series of games, which are also on this Top Gear list. There are 21 tracks in total across 3 difficulty levels. This is the easiest difficulty level. The cars start off very slowly, but as you win races, acquire money, you can upgrade your car. You've got to repair your car, and then you can also upgrade your car with nitros, better engines, better armoury and better weaponry. It doesn't take long though before your car is fully up to speed and capable of winning races. It's then down to your own skill factor to whether you can actually control the car. It's got a very quirky control system. There aren't many controls to understand. It's just very difficult to keep the car going in a straight line. You've basically got accelerate, left, right and fire your weaponry. Beyond that, there's not really a lot to consider, and that's really the beauty of the game. It's very simple. It's a pick up and play type game. There's not a lot of strategy. Well, there's no strategy really to it. It's just a fun game to play. It's very much inspired by games like the Super Sprint, Championship Sprint era of games. Top-down racers that were very much in vogue back in the early to mid 1990s. It also draws very clear comparisons with games such as the Micro Machines series of games, especially Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament, a particular favourite of mine and a game that I played so much on the Sega Mega Drive around that sort of time. The objective of the game is very simple: finish as high as you can in each race to try and finish at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the season. As you can see there, all of the drivers are a play on words of F1 and rally drivers of the era. As well as upgrades, between each races you sometimes get these little cut screens, opportunities to win or indeed lose some of your hard-earned money. This particular one is a newspaper interview, asking me what type of music I listen to. Clearly they are not a fan of 70s prog rock. And then we've got this young lady here who is from the Environmental Services. She isn't particularly impressed about me racing my cars, making a noise and crashing into trees, so she gives me a fine. Thanks very much. And then we've got this well-tailored young gentleman who seems to think I need an exemplary grasp of the highway code to be able to go round and round in circles on a racetrack. And then we've got this guy who seems to be like the marketing executive trying to set up some kind of sponsorship deal. As we move on into the medium difficulty level, the cars are of a higher speed straight from the get-go. Obviously we can still upgrade our car after each race when we win some prize money and make the cars go even faster, but the cars are getting harder to control at this point. You'll also notice there's a lot of weaponry flying around the screen at any given moment. You're almost certainly going to get wiped out on an almost lap by lap basis, and that's where the game can start becoming just a little bit frustrating at times. You seem to walk straight into weaponry very easily, but it's not just missiles and mines that can take you out, it's other cars. When they get blown up, when they respawn, they can respawn right on top of you and it will crush your car into a fiery explosion. But it's not just other cars that can spell your doom. There are trains that can run over you. There are the shortcuts with barriers that close either side of you, and again you're into a fiery explosion. And as I mentioned before, the control method is quite difficult. It's very difficult to get the car to go in a straight line, which can also seal your fate when you're trying to do jumps like these. If you don't get the jump perfectly straight on takeoff, you're just going to spear off at a crazy angle. And then there's these leader missiles. Oh good lord, these leader missiles take me out so often. But assuming you can survive the medium level, we move on to the hard level, where the pace of the cars has gone up a noticeable notch, and the standard of the competition has also gone up too. It isn't a given that you're going to win every race like you do on the easy and medium level. Also, the level design, it's just notched up in the fiendish level. I mean, look at these things. You've got to control your speed. It's not just flat out across here. You've got to be very careful. And it's in this hard championship when you realise quite how difficult this game is. Yes, it looks simplistic. It's a very straightforward game, but it's actually really very challenging, because you only get one life. You have to finish in 5th or above to progress to the next stage. If you don't finish in 5th or higher, that's it. That's game over. You've got to restart all over again. And it's on this hard level where you realise just how challenging these levels are. It's so frustrating when you're in 4th or 5th position on the final lap and you get run over by a train or a missile comes out of nowhere and wipes you out. I've restarted this game so many times. But if you can get your head around those fiddly controls and keep it together for 21 races, you too can win all 3 championships. So this has been Supercars 2 by Gremlin Graphics and Magnetic Fields from 1991 on the Commodore Amiga. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I shall be doing more as I work my way down the list of Top Gear's top 50 driving games. Maybe consider a like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video. Take it easy.